Hello, welcome back to my witch obsession, and in today's video we will be doing a pick a card reading for Sagittarius season. We will be using Pokemon cards as always. I have my favorite plushies up on my bed. I recently changed up my nightstand and I'm just loving this vibe, so I was like, let me film a video right here. But I was thinking about, I knew I wanted to film this video because it's just like, I want to make it a habit and I really love this. It inspires me so much. Inspired by Eddie Samar, by the way. So definitely check her videos out, or, you know, like know that she's inspired me to do this. Anyways, so yeah, we'll get right into it. So we have 3 groups here. We have group 1 with Clefable. We have group 2 with Frostlass, and group 3 with Mandibuzz. So let me hold them up for you. So these are the 3 groups that we have here. Group 1, group 2, group 3. You can take a second to look at them. These are just some of my favorite Pokemon. I specifically got some of these just because I love the artwork, but some of these I also just love these Pokemon. So anyways, I hope that was enough time. I will see you at your reading. See you there. Love you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so we have group 1 with Clefable. So hi, group 1. This will be your reading for Sagittarius season. And I have a peculiar way that I actually wanted to lay out the cards today. I've just been doing this for myself at night, and I thought it would be really nice to share it with you all. So you won't be able to see what I'm doing, but I'll kind of describe it to you. So I take a tarot deck. This has been my favorite lately. This is the Mini Queen's Tarot. I'm also wearing these pajamas that my friend's mom gave me. So excited. And then what I'll do is I'll take the deck and I'll do this. Like, I'll slide it around and I will just pick 5 cards at random. 5 is just my lucky number. I also like to pick 6 because that's my life path number. I know some people are really into that. Yeah, we'll pick 5, and then I think I'll pick an additional one later on just to do the 6. Okay, I won't be able to show you all of the cards because some of this deck does depict stuff that YouTube would prefer not, that I would not show. So we have the 2 of Swords, the Chariot, and we also have the Fool. We have 7 of Swords, and we also have the 5 of Cups. So again, we have 2 of Swords, the Chariot, the Fool, 7 of Swords, and the 5 of Cups. Let me get some water. But right off the bat, the 2 of Swords makes me think that a lot of you are indecisive about something. And this feels like the energy going in. And I really want to point out this card's imagery. I can't show you the full thing, but she is sitting on this chair and she has the 2 swords crossed over her face. And then we have the moon symbol up here. And it just makes it seem like the 2 swords crossing over her face. There's something that maybe a lot of you are not able to see clearly because of the thoughts that you're having, right? The swords are your thoughts. And it feels like it is obstructing movement in your life, you know? And I really like this energy because we have the Chariot, and then when I'm laying it down, this is how it lays. So the Fool is looking at the Chariot, and then this is you at the 2 of Swords. So it's like, it kind of just feels like a lot of you are obstructed in some way from some sort of forward movement in your life. The Chariot is about home and it's related to Cancer. So this could literally be related to your mother, your family, or just emotional progress in general, where maybe a lot of you are experiencing some kind of burnout in your life, or a lot of you are having difficulty navigating some aspect of your life because of an emotional heartbreak. And with the Five of Cups, this makes me think of when you're getting through a work day after you just got dumped like the day before, you know? It's just a very difficult thing to do. It's very uncomfortable. It feels like people don't understand you. It feels like you are kind of outside looking in. And I want to say, group one, when you're moving through Sagittarius season, just know that you really don't have to do as much as you think in order to make progress and for good things to happen to you. I feel like with the Fool card looking at the Chariot, opportunities will find you, and there are forces beyond your control that are working for you and they want to help you. And with the Seven of Swords combined with the Five of Cups, it feels like a lot of you are keeping your struggles to yourself. It almost makes you wonder if you are just hesitant to open up about how you're feeling and what it is that you are going through. But I think that you should know that there are good things moving towards you and that there is a beginning that is happening in Sag season. And I want to say that because we're going into Sag season with all these retrogrades, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you are going back to the past in some way, shape, or form and starting things up again. Especially with the Chariot card, because it's Cancer, and that makes me think of the past. You know, Cancer is like our childhood, our emotional upbringings. So it really makes me think that a lot of you could be moving back home somewhere, getting back to a project that you really like, getting back with someone that you have loved. And of course, I don't want to say any of these things as if you are going somewhere that you don't want to go. I think it's genuinely just one of those things where it's like there is something good in your life that has been missing and it's being added back into your life. Whether that be something that's from the past or something that is new, the point is that the emotions that you feel and the desire you feel to feel that feeling, it is being satiated in some way. So there's an air of nostalgia in Sagittarius season for you. And it's very quaint. That's really the best way to say it. But genuinely take your time. And I'm also feeling like groom yourself or something about hair, because I'm noticing all these cards. Granted, it's the Many Queens tarot, but in the Two of Swords specifically, the hair covers the eyes. And so it just makes me feel like a lot of you may feel very obstructed because of your physical appearance, or because there is a desire to upkeep your physical appearance, or upkeeping your body in some way, shape, or form will help you move forward. I really want to pick out one more card. I want to take this one. Yeah, and we have the Ten of Wands. I'm actually really glad we pulled this card because I feel like it speaks volumes to what a lot of you are probably going through right now. Overworking yourself, taking on more burdens than you can handle. And this doesn't feel necessarily work related. It doesn't feel like it's like something about your career and, you know, whatever it may be, like the things that you require to do in the material world. It feels more related to you, your thoughts and emotional well-being. And it just makes me think that a lot of you have a lot on your mind, or you just have things piling up on your back right now. And this might be manifesting as people are bringing their issues to you, complaining to you, you know, crying to you, giving you issues, problems. And not all of this necessarily feels like you are directly involved. I think that a lot of you might just be passively involved in a lot of petty things in your life. And it's just really adding up, because I do get the vibe that you're a very tolerant person, or that you're sort of diplomatic. because you will take a second before you decide to make a decision. And on one hand, this makes you very patient, and it makes you an incredible problem solver because you're able to let things play out before you come up with a solution, which also makes you very precise, and it makes you very to the point. However, at the same time, it also causes there to be a lot of open tabs in your life where there are a lot of things that you need to do, and you know you need to do it and you need to take care of it, and it just kind of feels like you're not able to do it, or you are prohibiting yourself from doing it, and it seems like this is being egged on even further by the fact that there are external situations right now that demand your energy. And I just want to say that the advice here is to take more action and know that once you get the ball rolling, things will start to move forward slowly but surely. And it all starts with your thoughts and your way that your mind is working. So really take care of your mind. I'm hearing like get more sleep, get more rest, or something about like the consumption of information. I definitely think that with the Two of Swords and the Chariot, it kind of makes me think of like, you see one video and it's like, oh, don't put lotion on your feet. And then the next video is like, put lotion on your feet, you know? And it's such a silly metaphor, but it's just that saying of like, they said this and they said that, you know? Trust yourself more and know that you know yourself the best and that you're a very good problem solver for other people. So why wouldn't you be someone who knows yourself and knows what to do for themselves, you know? Don't rely too much on other people, because this will enable toxic behaviors in your life where you are being exploited, but you are also allowing yourself to give up more and more of your personal life and your emotions for a cause that really isn't your responsibility. I really want to pull some oracle cards. I have the Iris Oracle here. And I have a goofy way of pulling cards from this deck. But I think I'm going to do it the way that I just pulled with these cards. Just kind of lay them out. Let me pull 3. I'm going to pull 3 of them. Okay, we have Mysterious Mother. We have Someone Soon. And Rainbow Transference. Yeah. And the Mysterious Mother really confirms a lot, because I did want to say that this reading feels heavily rooted in mother wounds, or there is a present mother in your life, and maybe there is just a lot of secrets and conversations revolving around this figure. And granted, it doesn't have to be your biological mother, it could be a metaphorical mother, so it could even be like an older sister, or just like an older woman who has kids and she isn't your mom, but like she's like still a mother, you know what I mean? And that's still like you know? And with the Mysterious Mother, this card talks about feeling just someone who has a very, very strong inner reservoir. And I want to say, Pile 1, you have some incredible healing abilities for yourself. You're very protective over yourself, and there is something about you that is inherently regenerative. It's giving like C-Star, you know what I'm saying? Like, if someone hurts you, you're very capable of locking everything away, healing yourself, and nurturing yourself. And this transfers to the people that you care about, you know, with the Rainbow Transference. You protect the people that you care about. You will absolutely not tolerate anyone that you love or care about being hurt or being damaged or being, you know, put under attack. You don't bode lightly with those things, you know? And I just want to say that for how protective you are of others, allow others to protect you and seek out people. And know that there are people who have defensive mechanisms up just like you. They're not being off-putting, they just also have something to protect just like you. And I feel like a lot of you could bond with certain people like that, because with the Someone Soon card, it definitely makes me think that there is an individual or even a series of interactions that will be coming towards you in Sagittarius season. And it doesn't have to be like a romantic partner. I want to make that very clear. It could be anyone. And it doesn't feel, for some reason I get the vibe that it's someone that you are already around, or someone that you already know, or someone whom you just haven't spoken to in a while. And I feel like understanding that other people may be like you will help you bond with others in a way that will bring more protection into your life. Because I do feel like there is some kind of wound here where maybe a lot of you have learned to defend yourself in the things you care about because those things were repeatedly taken away from you, or you were constantly put under attack. So I feel like on one hand, you can be very hostile and you can be very angry, but on the other hand, it seems to be coming from a very deep-seated wound of feeling like you were not protected and nurtured as a kid, and maybe you were have to, it kind of gives me like Capricorn moon, where, you know, you're just like constantly being put under fire throughout your life and you feel very much not protected, and you may project this onto other people. And I really want you to be careful, because I feel like this will come up in some way, shape, or form. Maybe a lot of you might be attracted to victims, or a lot of you may get into these connections where someone is being victimized, or someone needs to be protected, you know, or someone needs to be saved. And it creates this unhealthy dynamic in your life. And I want to say that there's nothing inherently wrong with it, because I do think that you teach people a lot and others teach you a lot of things, and you're very capable of emotional movement. It just kind of feels like this season, it's time to look at it from a different perspective, and it's time for you to try a little bit something new, because I do feel like a lot of you feel bored, or a lot of you feel like the energy in your life is like very repetitive, and you're like, something needs to change. And it really does start with you and the way that you perceive people and how they portray themselves to you. So I really want to wrap up this reading, group 1, by saying that this Sagittarius season, I think that there will be somebody in your life, or there will be a situation that shows you a part of yourself that is a little bit hurt, that you have turned into a strength. Like you've alchemized some kind of wound into a fierce force of nature. Like I really, like I know it's like you're like on the other side of a screen right now, and we can't really like I can't express to you, but I just want to say that you are somebody who has endured some insane things. And for that, I think that you shouldn't be worried about Sagittarius season, in the sense that everything will be taken care of. Mind you, we got no Pentacles cards here, so the issue doesn't feel like it's revolving around material things or money. It really is about your relationships, especially with yourself, and your sense of protection and your sense of well-being, allowing yourself to be protected by others the way that you would for them. And on paper, this sounds very nice, but in practice, it will be very triggering, and it will be something that brings a lot of weight onto you. But I also think that it will be something that allows you to let it go. You know, it's like pulling out a splinter hurts and it sucks, but at the same time, the relief and the healing process that can follow afterwards is immensely relieving. So take that into consideration, group 1, and know that Sagittarius season will be very cathartic and in a very specific way as it relates to your inner world. Anyways, that's all I have for you, group 1. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope to see you in my next video, and let me know how this reading resonated. Happy birthday to any Sagittariuses. Bye. I love you. All right, so now we're at group 2. So hi, group 2. If you chose a Frostlass, this is going to be your reading for Sagittarius season. So I've been pulling cards for myself in like this weird, quirky way, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So I'll be doing it for you. You won't be able to see what I'm doing with the cards, but I'll kind of explain it to you, and I feel like you'll be able to pick up what I'm putting down here. Anyways, oh my gosh, you know what's something else that I was thinking about as I was preparing for your group pile 2, group 2, whatever. I have this bottle right here. This is like my first water bottle that I've genuinely invested my soul into, and I was leaving it here just while I was transitioning it, and I was like, oh my god, that kind of reminds me of like, remember when mukbangers would promote that water bottle? I don't know if I should say it, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like Nikocado Avocado and like Vanessa, when they would like put that water bottle in the back and they talk about it literally every single time they would pick it up. That was so ridiculous. That was so like Hydro Flask era. It's like, girl. Anywho. All right, so we have the Many Queens Tarot here. I've been loving this deck. So what I've been doing is I have been taking the deck and doing this on the floor with it, just like spreading it out and then picking 5 cards at random. And then I'll pick one more card because 5 is my lucky number and then 6 is my life path number. So I was like, let me pull 5 and then pull an extra. Anyways, so let's get going. Let's do this. This one really wanted to come Come on, let me take it. Okay, so we have the Nine of Pentacles. We have Four of Pentacles. The Eight of Cups. The Queen of Cups. And the High Priestess. This reading feels... It feels like you're gonna make this decision or do something, and I really, really want you to trust yourself. Okay, so here, let me show you the cards and kind of explain what I'm putting down. I won't be able to show you some of these cards fully because of the imagery, but we have the Nine of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, Queen of Cups, and the High Priestess. So the Eight of Cups turning away from the Four of Pentacles like this, it feels like you're leaving this behind. You know what this makes me think of? Okay, you guys, it makes me think of when someone is offered a gigantic sum of money and they decide to turn it away because of their morals and their values and what they see. So it makes me think of, like, say someone comes up with an invention or an idea and another person tries to buy it off of you, and it's like, no, you know, this is my idea. I'm not letting you buy it. And that idea turns out to be something that brings so much more into their life. Excuse me. And I don't want to make it sound like, oh, you know, you're like ditching a bunch of money, or that you are leaving something behind, or you're turning away a stupidly good opportunity. I'm saying that with the Queen of Cups here and the Eight of Cups heading towards it, you are looking for emotional freedom. You know, the Queen of Cups, it makes me think of someone who's very sweet, someone who is very emotional, romantic, loving, a hopeless romantic even. And even then, just somebody who really values their feelings and will do anything to protect these feelings. And because of that, she's a strong manifester and, to put it straight, very irresistible, you know? And I just want to say that this Queen of Cups, she is looking at her cup very temptingly. You know, she's like, oh my gosh, you know, like, stop, you know? So, and there is a fish coming out of the cup. So here, you can kind of see her looking, and then she's looking at the cup with the fish coming out of it. And this actually makes me feel a bunch of different things, but it just makes me think that a lot of you could be getting some kind of message in Sagittarius season, or a lot of you could be coming into some occurrence with something that is foreign or outside of what you are familiar with. And it will make you very happy. And I feel like this is through walking away from something that was really stressing you out, or just causing a lot of stress in your life and just really like bogging you down. And it was eroding at your self-worth. I want to say that a lot of you have reached or will reach some kind of financial goodness in Sagittarius season, or there will be some kind of breakthrough, windfall, or something that is given to you, or there is someone, I'm sensing like a cheap energy. So, you know those people who are just very, very cheap, but they have a stupid amount of money? It makes me think of, like, I don't know, it was just this, it was like extreme cheapskates, you know, like some of those people were millionaires and, you know, they were still counting every cent. I feel like there will be someone like that in your life throughout Sagittarius season who is helping you or willing to give you assistance. And I really want you to embody this energy of being cheap, and maybe not with your material things, that's your business, but more so with your feelings, you know, being more protective of yourself. You know, it's a metaphor. These people are protecting their resources, and I feel like this is very much something that you could do with your own resources or with your own feelings. And through this, you will be able to attract more opportunities and be able to see the smaller things a lot more. And I feel like it will really hone your intuition, because it definitely gives me this vibe that a lot of you have maybe been very emotionally absent, or just like working too much, or very concerned of keeping yourself safe. And these are all great things, you know, and they're very much conducive to what I'm trying to tell you right now. It's just that the way that you go about it, it's like all these baby steps in a circle, and it's time to move forward from it. So I feel like I'm kind of jumbling things out here, and I hope I'm making sense, but it makes me think of like walking away from a job. You know, it makes me think like, oh, it's time for the next phase. You know, this job is stable, it gives me good money, it gives me good hours, all of that, but I want something more. You know, there's more to be achieved here. And with the Queen of Cups, it very much feels like it's related to your feelings and related to your dreams and your desires, and something that is obviously calling towards you. So I feel like a lot of you are wanting to or have walked away from some sort of stability in your life in order to achieve more or to water these feelings that you have, you know, been dealing with. And with the High Priestess, I think that your intuition will very much be heightened in Sagittarius season. Sorry, I went blank there. And I'm noticing that the High Priestess is carrying a cross, and it makes me think that a lot of you are very concerned with your faith this month, or a lot of you could be having someone who is praying for you, rooting for you, helping you, and wanting the best for you. So it's like, lean into this energy, because I do think that there, like I said, is like this divine feminine energy who is watching over you this month. Girl, I need some water. Hold on. Not sponsored. Anyways, I kind of want to pull one more card just to see what's going on. Also, because I said I'd pull one more. This card wanted to come out earlier, so I'll take it. Yeah, we have the Queen of Pentacles. I really, really love this Queen of Pentacles. This card in general. It definitely makes me think that a lot of you are dealing with a mother figure in your life. I want to say that this particular group, it feels like a lot of what's going on in Sagittarius season is heavily related to other people. So it's like your experience will be inherently tied to other people's experiences and their feelings and their resources, and how you interact with them and how these things are sort of moved around will be a very intuitive process. And I actually think that a lot of you are making a breakthrough with somebody. So it makes me think of like a business partner, or like your mom coming into some kind of fruition and it benefits you. I do feel like with Jupiter and Cancer right now, there is just like an influx of energy revolving around our mothers and women in our lives. So I really want to throw that out there. And I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is more of confirmation of what I was talking about, in the sense that I think that a lot of you are working on your emotional well-being in order to move forward in the material realm, if that makes sense. Anyways, I feel like this reading is very jumbled around, and I want to take that as further confirmation, to be honest, because it's like, I can't really give you a full-blown like reading about your experience in your inner world, because it will be so very much impacted and influenced by the energies around you. So it's more like this season will go based on how you're able to collaborate with the individuals around you, and what you decide to walk away from, despite the fact that there is an abundance of opportunities and things coming around you. So it literally makes me think of like, would you rather go to a concert or would you rather go to a rave? And it's like, both of these things, to people my age, are very fun and very exciting. And it's like, you can't have both because they're on the same day. And it's like, you go to one and it's very fun and enjoyable, but like, you might feel like you missed on the other thing, you know? It's like, oh, are you going to take the job that pays you a lot of good money? Or are you going to, you know, take the opportunity to promote yourself a little bit more on social media? Are you going to go for your career, or are you going to go for your partner? You know, it's like, these are very big questions that require a very black and white answer. And it's like one or the other. And I think that a lot of you moving into this month or this season, you're realizing that the answer lies within your feelings, your intuition, rather than the numbers that are in front of you. Because I do feel like a lot of you don't seem to have like a very crazy relationship with material things, despite the fact that they are very important. Like, you understand the importance of work and all the other things that the society has taught us to put value into, but you yourself, you're a little bit of a rebel, and like, you care about what you care about, and no one can change that, you know? So with that being said, I really want you to move into the season knowing that you have a really good head on your shoulders and you've lived quite a few lives, I feel. And I think that this will be a month where you're able to explore your feelings a lot more and bring a lot of healing, and to also move away from something that was very much confusing with this Eight of Cups here. Anyways, I'm going to pull some from this Iris Oracle, the same way that I did for this deck. So let's see. I hope the tarot part made sense. So I hope that a lot of you were able to kind of get the message there. I pulled 3 cards for group 1, so I'm gonna pull 3 for you as well. Okay, we have calm within transformation. Oh my gosh, I love that. Predictions of growth. And we have service. Oh my god. Okay. I love the service card so much. This is just such a beautiful imagery. And I feel like a lot of you are going through change through service. So a lot of you could literally just be booking services. So like a therapist, a psychiatrist, but this could be a lot more abstract. Maybe you're finding a new nail lady, maybe you're finding a new person to do your hair, maybe you're finding a personal trainer, a mentor, a teacher, you know? So that could be very relevant for you in Sagittarius season, especially because Sagittarius deals with like higher education, you know? So like colleges, you know, like systems and whatnot. But I love the predictions of growth, of calm within transformation. That is such a very... It's like a snake shedding its skin, you know? And it's with all these candles. 7 candles makes me think of 7 of Wands. So it definitely makes me think that a lot of you are protecting yourself this month, or a lot of you are standing up for yourself a little bit more. And through this and through your exploration of boundaries, I feel like a lot of you are exploring the relationships in your life with these boundaries being set in place and seeing who respects you versus who doesn't. And I think that there's like a lot of purging and a lot of clearing out that's going on in Sagittarius season, because you're realizing who's really rooting for you and praying for you versus those who are literally working against you and are just flat out useless to your life. Like there isn't even a specific area of life that they're useless for. Like they're literally just good for nothing, and they are vampires. And I think that through protecting your energy, you will be seeing yourself change and grow. And, you know, with like predictions of growth, you know, flowers, how many flowers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So like 11, wish fulfillment, whatever you might say. So I think I'm just going to wrap up your reading pile too by saying that Sagittarius season will be one that is very groundbreaking, and it will be times where you're seeing a truth, and not all the time will it be cute, but sometimes it will also be very beautiful, because maybe there's areas of your life where you feel like you're being a bad person, or you're being like a D word, and you're realizing now like, oh, I'm not a bad person at all. This person was the whole problem. Let me just get rid of them, move on with my life, you know? Because I think that a lot of you just stick by your morals a lot, in the sense that you don't really care what happens as long as you have stayed true to yourself. And I think that a lot of you will be realizing throughout the season like, oh, hey, like I have been doing right by me and I have been correct. So we can just move on now, you know, and leave this behind, you know, screw these people. So yeah. That's all I have for you, group 2. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope the reading resonated. Let me know down below. Happy birthday, Sagittarius. Bye. I love you. Hello, group 3. If you chose Mandibuzz, this is going to be your reading for Sagittarius season. I love Mandibuzz. It's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, y'all. Anyhow, let me get the cards shuffled. So I've been shuffling these cards a bit interestingly. This is how I've been pulling cards for myself when I'm just alone and I feel like pulling cards and being delusional. So I'll like kind of explain to you what I'm doing. You won't be able to see what I'm doing with the cards, but I'll sort of kind of lay it down, and I will trust that you will pick it up. This is the Many Queens Tarot. So what I have been doing is I have been taking the cards and laying them down and then doing this, like splaying them out on the floor and then just picking 5 cards at random. And I won't lie, I pick an extra card after doing the reading for a little bit because 5 is my lucky number, but then 6 is my life path number. So I'm like, all right, just pull 5 and then pull 1 more. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Excuse me, sorry. I've accepted that I will always burp in my videos. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Maybe it's my Virgo midheaven, you know, like that, whatever. Okay, so we have 5 cards. We have the Temperance. We have 7 of Wands. We have 6 of Swords. 7 of Pentacles. And the 4 of Pentacles. Wow. Group 2 got 4 of Pentacles as well. But okay, let me show you the cards. I'll tell you them again. So we have the Temperance card. I won't be able to show some of the imagery because of YouTube canceling me. And then we have 7 of Wands. We have 6 of Swords. The 7 of Pentacles. And 4 of Pentacles. I love her hair. I don't know why. I would have just kind of like, girl, what is you doing? Anyways, I really feel connected to this card, Temperance, because this card's associated with Sagittarius. So the fact that you've got the major arcana associated with Sagittarius for a Sagittarius season reading, it definitely makes me feel like Sagittarius season as a whole for you will be very monumental in some way, or it will be something that does bring noticeable change, you know, like it's tangible. It doesn't necessarily feel like this will be like groundbreaking stuff, because I do want to say that with the 6 of Swords and 4 of Pentacles and 7 of Pentacles, this is like a very slow and quiet movement, and the transition is very gradual and it doesn't happen overnight. The thing that really stuck out to me aside from that as well is this card, because I'm noticing that this figure is walking up these stairs and there is a fox behind her, and the fox is holding a sword. And she is using a sword to walk up, and there's just, you know, there's 6 swords in this image. And the reason why I feel called to mention that is because to me, foxes represent sneakiness, being sly, or being shrewd, or even frugal. And with the figure walking away, and the figure is holding a baby on her back. So it makes me think that you are walking away from something in your life that was bringing that, you know, some sort of sneakiness, or, you know, I feel like a lot of you, and I want to mention that the stairs don't seem to have some sort of like an end, you know, like they just leads to nowhere. A lot of you are walking into the unknown in Sagittarius season in the name of moving away from something in your life that was very unclear or very sneaky, or was keeping details away from you. I think it's funny that there's a fox in this card, because I feel like foxes are very much more associated with the 7 of Swords. And it just makes me think that a lot of you are venturing away because you have, it could literally be a child, but something in your life that you are trying to take care of, you know, a business, a home, a plan. You know, there's just something in your life that you understand that it requires you to move away from something in your life. And through that urge to nurture it and see it grow, you are deciding to walk away from this uncertainty or something, or maybe even someone that has been very unreliable or very inconsistent. Especially with the 7 of Wands, excuse me. You're protecting yourself, you know, you are defending yourself in something that you care about, something that you've worked hard on, you know, like a baby's a very difficult thing. So it's like, even if you don't have a kid, can you, as a boy, as a young man, birthing a child after 9 months of making that thing, that's very scary, and that's like a lot of work, and you know, that's a lot of labor, okay? Props to women, first of all. Second of all, you know, it's just that idea where a lot of you have invested a lot of time and energy into something, and you're deciding, you know what, I'm really tired of this situation. I need to set out, even if the road ahead of me is very uncertain and very difficult, because I want to protect myself. And I feel like a lot of you have slowly realized that you are very, very resourceful. I feel like the fact that there's a fox at all, it shows on the other hand of things that you yourself are a very resourceful person and that you are very balanced. You don't need external situations, or you don't need other people's validation, or that you believe in yourself enough to set out on a difficult journey because you would rather figure that out and see what that may do for you and see what's on the cards. No pun intended, pun intended, pun intended. As opposed to stay in a situation that is providing you minimal stability, but still makes you feel like it's not enough, you know? With the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles makes me think of two things. One, you're very much protecting yourself, but on the other hand, it does makes me think that with the Seven of Pentacles, you are resituating yourself financially, and maybe for some of you, you may go through a period of some sort of like scarcity, or trying to defend or protect your resources and what you have right now. And I'm not trying to say this in the sense that like, oh, you're about to enter like a broke era, but I am saying that you are moving forward slowly but surely. And because you've gotten rid of something, it could even be a job, something that you are walking away from, you had already reached the capping point in which you were able to achieve and earn in that situation. And moving away from it, even though now maybe you might go through a period of like scarcity, the ceiling in which you're able to earn and do more for yourself and achieve, and your relationship with success, it will rapidly expand. And this season, excuse me, is very transitional in that sense, especially with Temperance, because Temperance to me is a very transitional card. You know, it makes me think of like dealing with the day-to-day, regulating things constantly, your feelings, your emotions. You know, I think it's very interesting. This person's holding 2 cups. So, that just makes me think of a bunch of different things. But I just want to say that the potential that you have to attract in the material realm will expand a lot throughout the course of Sagittarius season. So if you're going through a difficult time, just know that your attitude right now girl, there was like a noise. I don't know what it was. It sounded like a phone or something. My heart's like racing. We're gonna keep moving forward. Anyhow, that scared me. I'm gonna just pick up where I left off. So it feels like with the Four of Pentacles, know that the earning potential and what you're able to attract into your life is going to grow, like I said. And I feel like it is through the intentions that you set throughout the season. So very much take this into consideration, and know that if you start to experience difficult emotions, you are investing in yourself, and you are growing, and you are changing. It is literally a growing pain. And with the Temperance card, I wanted to say that the 2 cups, it makes me think of 2 of Cups. So I feel like a lot of you could be maintaining your relationships throughout this season, or a lot of you are being especially careful or, you know, defensive and protective over yourself with your interactions and your sense of being. I want to pull one more card for that extra. Yeah, we have Strength. So the Strength card makes me think that a lot of you are asserting yourself more. And I just feel like because of the imagery of this person nurturing this lion, it makes me think that a lot of you are asserting your pride and your ego more. And this feels like a very good thing because perhaps for a lot of you, maybe you felt like a victim for a long time, or not a victim, but it's like you have set your ego and pride aside for other people and really gotten over yourself to do some of the dirty work at times, and, you know, tried to maintain peace in your life, or just tried to, you know, like keep things going. You know, it's just like, you don't feel like a conflict oriented person, or you don't feel like you like when people are at odds with each other. And I don't say this in the way that you have no spine, or that you are inherently someone who does not know how to stand up for themselves and believe in themselves. It's just that you would really rather not cause all that extra drama in your life, because I feel like you try to avoid that because you're not into drama, because it's just like too much noise for you. But I'm feeling throughout the course of Sagittarius season, and honestly even leading into it, it feels like a lot of you have already dealt with some difficult emotions, or a lot of you have already started stirring the pot, or seeing what happens whenever you decide to stand up for yourself more and voice how you feel more. And I think that the conflict that has risen from that, or the situations that have showed themselves while you were trying to stand up for yourself, you're realizing that you can't really grow and that you can't change, and that's why you're walking away from it. So yeah, I just feel like that's the best way to say it, is that a lot of you are deciding to choose yourself over some kind of situation in order to grow and see what you're capable of, as opposed to giving into what others' wills. Okay, let me pull some cards from this Iris Oracle. I really want to know what that was. I'm sorry if it kind of like startled the reading or like took it off course. Imagine I like finish this reading and I like go out there and I just, whatever. Okay, I pulled 3. We have Left Out with the Wolves. We have Body as a House. And we also have No One Is Yours But You. This is a very interesting combination, because I wanted to say this throughout the course of the reading, but I don't want to make everything about romance. But the trope that I kept thinking about was when people, like when a woman has a kid and then the husband is not loyal or doesn't step up as a father, whereas the mother has already done everything to step up as a mother. It's moving away from that, you know, and finding peace. It makes me think of Liars by Sarah Manguso, because the happy ending was the fact that she got out of a very toxic relationship and she was able to protect her son, at least from my perspective. And with the Left Out with the Wolves and Body as a House, I feel like a lot of you are going to move forward realizing that your relationship with the material world, or even your relationship with others, is not very helpful or not as important as you originally thought it was to your sense of security and your sense of wholeness and satisfaction. And I feel heavily called to tell you to take care of your body, the food that you eat, the things that you put on your body, like skincare, like lotions and stuff. Nurture your body and know that as long as you are okay and that you are putting active effort towards your body, you're going to be just fine. That is all that matters during Sagittarius season. Everything else will sort itself out. It is a rapid series of changes and a lot of things going on that you can't really control, because it just feels like a lot of you have relied so much on something else and it has constantly let you down. So the fact that you have been able to manage while there were forces working against you, imagine how much more can happen if you no longer have that perpetual resistance in your life prohibiting you from moving forward. I think that Sagittarius season will really teach you what you're capable of with the Left Out with the Wolves card. On one hand, you may be feeling scared and very left out, you know, feeling like you're very much, you know, like all you have going for you is that you're slippery and that you can get out of a situation. But you will learn with time that you are very much stronger than the situations that come towards you, and that you're just as capable of everyone and everything around you. And with all these eyes in this with these cards, I want to say something about your vision. You know, like pay attention to the things that you see and allow what you see to be what confirms you and confirms your feelings. But take care to not be too suspicious. But yeah, I feel like I can wrap up your reading pile 3, group 3, because I feel like this is a confirmation for you because it feels like you've already initiated these changes, and know that moving forward in Sagittarius season, you'll learn to protect yourself more and you'll become a lot more independent and in the best way possible, because it will improve your relationships and it will improve showing up for yourself just as much as you've shown up for others. And it will reestablish a lot of emotional balance in your life. And you'll no longer feel obligated to give you and your body up to the people around you to satisfy them or to whatever it might be. It's just you'll become a lot more possessive over yourself and really care more and assert your ego more. And I think that a lot of you will feel more capable because of that. And I think that the seasons that follow ahead of Sagittarius season, you'll be a lot better at locking things down and providing for yourself and whatever it is around you that you care about. But yeah, that's what I got for you, group 3. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it resonated. I love you. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Happy birthday, Sagittariuses. Bye.